chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze. Freeze. Stop you in your tracks. There's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop. It's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
And New Orleans, Big Snoop Dogg got a Madden lead. His team is off the hook and you don't really want none.
Coach, we have a damp and rainy afternoon in the tri-state area as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to MetLife Stadium in the Garden State of New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Jets. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Motion. Ready. Here we go.
Darnold on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Check 25. Young lady, shoot. Slam.
Now the former Terrapin, this is Ty Johnson, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Watch one. I got one. Mike one. 80. So Mike's number one. Check.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. And this is caught by Watkins. 9 yards that time.
Let's go.
A gain of 9 yards. That's good for Jets. First down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
I got you.
Running from the gun, Johnson. Trey Hendrickson, the one who gets him on the ground.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Check four. Out. Ready. Go. So Mike's number one. All day.
On second down now, it's Johnson. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down.
Watch one. I smell fear in that offense. Hey, Delta.
Here's Darnold. This is Johnson. He's got it. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 42.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone?
At the Steelers' 40-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run it with Johnson. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Here we go. Run the mic. Watch one. Squeeze, double up. Young lady. Shift. Hey, switch gears. Joker. Tight dog.
The first down carry for Davis. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 18-yard line. So play number 10 now coming. It's been a long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Johnson. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And they'll try the air now with Darnold. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Adam Shaheen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now, flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Set 70, Indy. Christian Travis.
They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
From the 24, they'll go again on second and 10. To throw again, Jones. They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack.
Ready. 8-3.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down. Throwing Jones. Going deep downfield for Ross. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. After the interception, here's Darnold. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, 4 down.
Here's Darnold. And connecting here with DJ Sharp. And out across midfield down to the 45. 27 yards there, a first down. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now Darnold. He gets this one to Johnson. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Hey, we got a seal. Danny. Undercrush.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
Bravo.
0-0, Mike 3. Army. Mike 3. Combo.
We don't want this. Man, 80.
From the gun on third down, here's Darnold. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's fourth down.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up fourth. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
X3, 218, chop.
The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 42 yards. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Mike 9. Let's put him on the buses.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
9, Mike 9. Hang you.
On first down, Darnold underneath for Johnson. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard.
Move. Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down. Hey. Lady. Hey, we gotta get to that. Mike over there. Hey, Echo. It's a party now.
Darnold. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
It's now third down and less than a yard.
The offense on third down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. Here's Johnson, and he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on third and inches.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Hey, here I come. Here I come. Here I come. Here I come.
Hey,
9, Mike 9.
On first and 10, Darnold into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up second and 6. Now Jones. Pass incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's third and 6. Jones operating from the gun. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Push him back. 58, boys, 58. 58 is Mike. Watch your slap. Lady. Watch your slap. 58 for Mike, 58. Hey, Zoo. I got you, boy. 58's the Mike.
From the 36, Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Hey, exit. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Watch the screen. Pass.
Darnold from the gun. Looking again for Watkins, and this time that's complete. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Hey, high 7. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Mike 3. Combo.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long.
Mike 3. Combo. It's our time. Red 80. Mike 3. Watch the run. Hey, Foxtrot.
Darnold now to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
First and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Hey, Delta. Watch out. You draw Corker. Hey, Haywood. Now.
They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Jones now. From the gun, he'll throw. Going up top. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a fourth pick of the game. And now fourth down. The Steelers send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Jets will take over first and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another first and 10.
Hey, wahoo!
Stop your whining.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Open here, Adam Thielen. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Johnson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. T.J. Watt in on the tackle.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on second down, Darnold. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now it's Darnold. Complete. It's Johnson. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when and told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Back to throw, Darnold. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Adam Thielen, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Deep ball for Goodwin. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by J.C. Jackson.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
58 for Mike, 58. 58 for Mike.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
58's the Mike. Red 80. Hey, watch the ball. Watch the ball. Hey, 58 is the Mike. Go 58's the Mike. He runs.
A first down throw, Darnold. Johnson's got it complete. Runs through the contact and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Now, lady.
You can't block
me. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Darnold able to find Shaheen here. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football.
Hey, Echo.
Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. Mike 9. Mike 9. Bandit. Bandit.
To throw is Darnold. And this is caught by Watkins. Now, the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
On first down, it's Darnold. The quick slant caught. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a first and goal. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Second and goal at the 1-yard line.
Second and goal from the 1.
Hey, we got a seal. We got a seal. We got a seal. Yo, 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 yo. Yo.
Here's Darnold. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Incomplete. Out of the end zone. Brings up third down and 1.
The Steeler defense proving its mettle here. And now this is third and goal. They'll run it with Johnson. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. And a loss of 3 to bring up fourth.
Did your high school have that same push them back cheer?
I was a kicker.
Well, it certainly worked. Didn't matter whether we were kickers or not. That one worked, didn't it? They pushed him back at his last snap of the ball, and boy, they created a nice play for themselves. Would they lose 3 on that one?
Yeah, from the 1 back to the 4. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And I guess not content to get another 3 here late. They'll try to add 6 more as they go on 4th and goal. And here we go on 4th. Darnold. And this is caught by Watkins. He's got a Jets touchdown. Sammy Watkins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. Marr now to add the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time? Hopefully with a chance to win.
And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. And the Steelers on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now, no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They go play action here on 1st down. Flushed out right. Incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 26. Here's Jones on 1st and 10. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And they'll get this down to the 10. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Now it's Henderson. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and 7, Jones. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. The safety, Jamal Adams, able to break that one up.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Henderson going to run for it. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that'll make it 24-7. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. So despite the huge deficit, they're going to keep fighting. Here comes the onside kick. And now the Jets are going to get this one, and that might be all she wrote. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Come off the ball. 58, boys, 58, 58.
And Darnold wants to throw the football, fighting to stay upright. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Darnold and the Jets come up third and long following the sack.
Shoot. Check, go back. We got motion. Back up.
Ready? Hey, high 7.
58's the money. 58's the money. Oh, you got deep?
Third and long, it's Darnold. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth.
Rush in.
They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. That one complete. He finds Sharp. The 20, 10, 5, and he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
Now the final act of this victory, the extra point. The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. In overtime, you have to be smarter than that.
A personal foul just can't happen. Have to have poise.
So we had action to the very end of this one. The score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know some coaches preach that and tell their teams that's what I want all the time, and they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for the Jets, they're setting themselves up as a major contenders. They move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Patriots will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.